Hello. I'd like to begin my presentation with some questions for my female audience. Would you describe yourself as goal-oriented and ambitious? Are you a confident and competent person? Would you be able to convey these traits in a professional setting, or would the fear of violating gender stereotypes prevent you from selling your best self? Today, I'll be discussing the self-promotion of women. I'll discuss two studies that investigate self-promotion, peer promotion, and the fear of backlash. I found this information from the article Disruption in Women's Self-Promotion, the Backlash Avoidance Model, which was published in 2010 in The Psychology of Women's Quarterly. Lori Rudman, who is the researcher and co-author, defines self-promotion as including, pointing with pride to one's accomplishments, speaking directly about one's strengths and talents, and making internal rather than external attributions for achievement. The first study I reviewed aimed to identify gender differences in self-promotion through simulated job interviews. The participants were male and female. There were 192 men and 112 women that participated. They were all undergraduate students at Rutgers University and were enrolled in an introductory psychology course. The interviewees were told that their interviews would be videotaped for future use in an interview skill workshop, and the students were then asked questions such as, why should we hire you as opposed to another candidate, and what are your greatest strengths and best qualities? The results of Study 1 showed that women's fear of backlash negatively correlated with locomotion. Locomotion is the ability to pursue goals without inhibition. A decrease in locomotion results in a decrease in women's ability to focus on the goal at hand, in this case, the goal at hand being to sell themselves. Because men don't fear backlash in terms of violating gender stereotypes, there was no disruption in their self-promotion in terms of locomotion. The second study reviewed the differences between self-promotion and peer promotion. This study only involved women. There were 212 women with an average age of 18.4 years, and they were instructed to write personal statements as though they were applying to graduate school. Half of the group was assigned to self-promote and half of the group was assigned to peer promote, and they were also asked to choose an academic scholarship they felt they or the peer they were promoting deserved, as well as how long they should receive this scholarship, so between $15,000 and $30,000 and between 1 and 5 years. 87 independent judges were also brought in to review these applications. They were not aware of the study's hypothesis, and in reviewing the essays, they answered questions such as, did the essay successfully promote self or their peer? And would you admit this applicant? As well as, how well did the applicant highlight their best qualities? The results of the second study showed that peer-promoting women were more successful than self-promoting women. Peer-promoting women also showed higher levels of locomotion, while self-promoting women had greater difficulty in focusing on the goal of selling themselves. And another interesting point was that women had higher expectations for their peers, in all instances granting their peers an average of about $1,000 more in their academic stipend and for about a year longer in terms of how long they should receive this money. These findings are very important because it shows that women are not downgrading their expectations for other women in comparison to men, but women's sense of personal entitlement is skewed. The success of peer promotion is so crucial because it demonstrates women are capable of completing this task. They have the ability to sell others. So the question is, why aren't they selling themselves? And one of the answers is fear of backlash. And fear of backlash, and rightfully so. To this day, women are only making 77 cents on the dollar compared to men, and are only 2% of CEOs and 6% of the highest earning workers in Fortune 500 companies. And self-promoting women, are showing more goal inhibition because they're fearful of their reactions they're going to receive. Men can go into a job interview and self-promote, but when women engage in the exact same behavior, they're considered dominating and arrogant and cocky. And many times women aren't willing to put in jeopardy the option of a new job or advancement in their career in order to engage in what has become a gender specific activity. This information is so important because it provides insight into workplace inequality that is still going on. Women are being discouraged from violating gender norms and are being passed up for the nice, gender compatible candidate. Um, this study can be used to design more equitable work environments. Different policies and practices could be adopted to channel women's strengths. Obviously, women are strong peer promoters. This could be used to engage in colleague reviews, in hiring and advancement, and human resource training could take place in order to combat gender stereotyping, and to bring awareness to management about backlash. Many people aren't aware of the behaviors that they're just, walking through and continually doing, but when these studies are brought to light, it may indeed, if not completely eliminate, may reduce the behavior that has been going on so consistently. So to conclude, I'd like to leave you with a quote from Bella Asbug. The test for whether or not you can hold a job should not be the arrangement of your chromosomes. Thank you for watching my presentation.